As winter approaches, the flocks of Canada geese can be seen flying south throughout Fairfax County and the greater DC area. Golf courses, ponds, and watering holes attract large volumes of the bird. But the Canada goose is becoming a problem for Fairfax County and other areas.
Where there are geese, they eat, and where they eat, they defecate. And a lot of people like to go around the ponds, and they can't because everywhere they want to step, you have piles of geese feces around the pond areas. And that creates kind of a health problem associated with all these piles of feces from the geese.
Besides the pollution of water systems from fecal matter, there are other serious problems like traffic accidents caused by drivers swerving to avoid hitting the geese, as Michael Lucas, Director of Animal Control for Fairfax County, says. He's brought in a wildlife biologist and has been devising programs to control the ballooning population of Canada geese in the area. And he says one of the main problems is the geese don't leave for migration anymore.
Their computer in their brain is which used to tell them to move. It says, hey, now let's stay. It's good here. We can survive. We can raise a family here. Don't ever have to move. And so where we used to get breaks from, now they're here year round. They're called resident geese.
The Animal Services Division has turned to Goose Addling as a way to prevent the Canada goose population from exploding in the area. Addling is a way to prevent the goose eggs from hatching, rather than more lethal means such as shooting the geese. During the egg-laying season, the male geese, who are guarding the eggs, become aggressive and do attack people. Still, some people in the area have problems with anything done to affect the geese.
He spoke to someone from the USDA who offered to come out and shoot the goose, point-blank range, in the middle of the night, and the man was horrified. So I was trying to be supportive. He said, I was raised better than that, I had a lot of pets, I like them, and they're no longer aggressive. So
he realizes the goose will probably come back there again next year. And if we don't add them, there could be 8 more geese as opposed to...
I told him that, but he was dead set. Apparently,
yeah, that's all right.
He was sufficiently horrified at the thought of shooting...
What about the Addling then?
He actually does not want the Addling. He says she laid the eggs approximately 2 or 3 weeks ago. I said we can addle up to 5 days prior to the hatch date.
Vicki Monroe is the Fairfax County wildlife biologist, and she took me out to find Canada geese nests so that we could addle. Her first stop was Reston Zoo, where a number of nests are filled with eggs. Vicki has trained 42 Fairfax County residents to do addling in the area, and we are joined by Susan and Tim, who have to paddle out to a couple of islands to addle eggs, which is a process.
Once we apply the oil, the heat causes, the heat gets trapped inside the egg. Then the gosling that would have formed is unable to form. The eggs won't hatch. If we do it right, the parents will never know that we've even applied the oil to the eggs. At the end of the nesting season, generally by the 3rd or 4th week in May, we'll actually go back out and retrieve the eggs. They'll have become rotten by then. At that point, it's too late for the geese, for most geese, to build a new nest and to lay eggs all over again. There's an egg!
Vicki scours the edge of the pond for geese nests and is looking to flag them for her volunteers. Because the gander, the male goose, is very aggressive in protecting the nest, an umbrella is used to ward off its attacks. The volunteers work in teams, with one protecting, while the other applies the oil to the egg, which will prevent the egg from developing. The male geese are clearly agitated.
The good thing about addling is it is nearly universally accepted as a humane method of population control. It was actually pioneered by the Humane Society of the United States in the 90s. Researchers at a university developed that strategy or tactic initially, but the Humane Society really pushed it out there, and they did a fantastic job.
A water test for the egg tells you if you can addle or have to leave the egg because it's too far along in its development. Addling is a long-term population control, meaning that Vicki and her team aren't currently decreasing the population, they are decreasing the population of Canada geese to come. It's a generational effect. The eggs are left in the nest because if they were taken, the geese would just lay more and the population would continue to grow.
I am expecting, number-wise, at least 2,000 eggs in total. Last season, we did 500, maybe 1,000, and then the season before that, the number was about the same. In any given population of geese, the number can actually double population-wise in a 4-year period of time. So we're really trying to stop that growth.
Today was a good day for Vicki and her volunteers. They addled 5 nests and 33 eggs, and 2 nests broke records, with 11 eggs found in one and 13 in the other. But many more nests remain.